Okay, we are live. Welcome back to 30th anniversary of NES, and I am playing Ninja Gaiden. And also, because this has been recently brought to my attention, and I feel that I should discuss it, because for some reason I missed it nearly 2 weeks ago. Valve and Bethesda have decided to go in cahoots with each other on Steam's marketplace to create monetized modding. And also, I have a special guest with me here today. With me is my friend, Patriotic
Yo.
Paradox.
What's
Say
up?
hi, Brent. Say hi, man.
Hello.
Yep. And as I play this is technically a two-part video, but it's all in one. I will be playing this game for the first time ever, and also be discussing the ugliness that happened with the mod paywall. So, first of all, basically a quick synopsis for anybody who doesn't know what happened. I'm pretty sure we all know about it by now, but Steam and Bethesda decided to take it upon themselves to try and monetize the notorious modding community that is Skyrim. And
Boo.
yeah, that was definitely not a smart move on their part. So in essence, they were trying to mess with a mod community that was already established, and it was taken down basically within 2 days of it going up, which I think that's amazing speed. It just shows the commitment and dedication that people have toward the community, especially when it comes to creating custom content for probably the most supported modded game on anywhere pretty much. And trying to monetize that so that you have to pay for downloading your mods, well, that's just plain wrong. What do you think, Patriotic?
Yeah, it's really messed up that you take something that was community effort, people taking their own free time and putting it up here and creating these mods for people say, no, let's try and get some more money out of this. The money for the game wasn't enough. Can we get some more?
Yeah, I think that's just like, wow, I'm really sucking right now. Not because I'm trying to talk as well, but I'm just trying to get acclimatized to Ninja Gaiden's playstyle here.
Right. One of the things that really to me stands out is that they were only going to give, this is the least of the issues, but they were only going to give 25% of the proceeds from the mod to the actual person. We'll call them the mod creator, though in a lot of situations it wasn't the mod creator who ended up uploading the mod trying to make money off of it, but they were only going to give 25% to that person.
Yeah.
And they were going to keep 75% for themselves. I mean, that's the least of the issues, but that's not a good start.
Yeah, no, that's actually no. Steam was going to get 35%, Bethesda was going to get 45%, and the creator, whoever uploaded it and set their price, got 25%. So pretty much,
right.
If you were the original creator of the mod, let's say for example you were putting up like Fall Star, and you put it up there for $19.99, you're only seeing like $5 of that. But also, I think it's really stupid because the issue I have with having, mods behind a paywall is if I wanted something like Wet and Cold, well, 4.0, I believe, well, not 4.0, maybe 2.0 or something, because right now they're working off of 1.4 or something on the Nexus. If I wanted that, 2.0 would be however much it was at the time. I mean, like you said, I mean, these mods are created out of people's, spare time and pretty much hard work. Like this isn't just something that you go and say, oh, I'm just gonna decide to be a full-time modder because the timing was right. I just found out about this stupid thing, and I'm just thinking, what were they thinking? Like, I can see some positives, some modders and mod developers, actually wanting to get paid for their hard work and efforts in the community. But then there's some ways where it could also be negative, where Bethesda and Valve said outright that they wouldn't be themselves moderating all all their mods and everything. They would basically leave it up to the people in the community to point out and flag stuff where it's like,
right.
Yeah. I mean, they pointed.
So they're gonna point it out after they've already downloaded the mod. They paid the $5 for the mod, the $10, the $20 for the mod, and they're like, oh wow, so here's 500 people who have downloaded this mod. The mod's crap, and so what?
Yeah.
They all get their money back then? I mean, no, they're already screwed out of their 10, 15, 20 bucks.
Yeah.
And there's no recourse for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid. I mean, they're basically saying, oh yeah, well sure, we'll have this, you know, paywall, but guess what? You have to frickin' moderate it. That's just pure laziness.
You have to moderate it after you pay for it.
Exactly. It's like you have to find. It basically you have to find out if it's good or crap. Like, I don't know, for example, if I have Wet and Cold, I don't know if I have to have a mod as well, if I have another mod that conflicts with it, so therefore I don't know if I need any patches. You know, right there, that's basically wasted download time and wasted money because you didn't know ahead of time if you needed any patches for it. Like, for example, I just recently got rid of Kajeet Ear's show because I couldn't find the right patches for it. Like, it kept bugging out, and it was a pain in the ass, and my jar file kept throwing up exceptions for it, and saying you need this patch. But what's stupid is that I had the damn patch, and I had the damn file, the master file for it, and yet it still didn't give it to me. It still didn't work. So I was just like, screw it. And I basically ended up, you know, deleting that and a lot of other mods I was using at the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kajeet Ears is a really good mod. It basically it's a mod that shows it shows your Kajeet's ears through helmets and whatnot. I mean, that's probably one of the most vital thing about any feline is, you know, it using its ears to basically.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cool little. I wouldn't say it's a patch or anything. It's. I don't know. It's kind of like. I can't really describe it. Basically, it makes it so that the ears show through selected meshes.
Right. They don't get clipped. They go right.
Yeah,
through.
they don't get like squished inside of the helmet. Like they just don't disappear. They just show through. It's.
Right.
Yeah, that's as best as I can do to describe it. But
how are they going to be able to hear the surroundings, hear the spiders creeping up on them if their ears aren't out?
Yeah, it's basically an immersion mod, if you will. I mean, it doesn't have any actual purpose. Like it doesn't really fulfill any purpose other than, you know, it creates that little detail that you can hear that the Kajeet can poke their ears through.
In the world.
Yeah, it's just immersion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like other mods like that for Kajeets that are, I think, really cool. If you have a Kajeet only gameplay, there's this Kajeet dialogue overhaul, which basically rewrites your own dialogue with the dialect and stylings of how Kajeet speak.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and that's a really cool mod. Imagine paying $20 for that, and then for some reason it glitches out and doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, so
it doesn't work with something else, or it doesn't fit, and then you're screwed out of $20.
Yeah, so that's why I like downloading.
That, you know, sorry, I wanted to.
Yeah, that's why.
About how, you know, a lot of these guys work really hard for these things, and yeah, maybe some of them deserve some money. Well, there's a way that we already have to do that. It's called donation.
Yeah, there's a donation bin.
If you have money and you believe they're doing a good job, you give them donations. And a lot of people donate. There's actually a lot of money going through that, and it doesn't get bastardized by any third parties. It goes straight to the mod author who created the mod and worked really hard on it.
Yeah, I mean, you could donate on the Nexus, which I think that's where it should be at. Like, I think that's, if anything's monetized, that's what it should be. Like, I mean, it's just simple. You know.
You believe in what they're doing. You see their hard work. You like it. You want to help them out. There you go. Here's a couple of beers. Here's $5. Let me buy you some beers. Let me buy you some cat food for your cat. Whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Here's $5.
Yeah, like
I appreciate it. I love this mod. I play with it all the time. It's valuable. Here's $5.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you know who it is, but the author of Relics of Hyrule, I was actually considering getting him on here for the for the Guest Act, and I'm sure that he hates the idea. Him and a whole bunch of other people in the modding community have put up these little symbols of I guess Skyrim's logo or something, and it basically says "Forever Free" to let to let the community know, fuck paywalls and everything. Because I mean, anyone who's got a brain would say, okay, this is the worst community to screw with, especially to try and force monetization on people. Like, I can see where the benefits of it would be, but I could also see where it would be completely bastardized to the point where it would basically be rendered useless because it would be rendered useless because people that would steal mods and put them up on their page and try to claim credit, but not actually making them. I mean, it's a flawed system. I mean, like with all the different kinds of mods available.
Uploaded their.
Yeah, and they don't have any. At the time, they didn't have any. What the hell am I trying to say? They didn't have any control over who uploaded what. Like, you could literally take something off of the Nexus,
right,
or what's the other popular mob site? ModDB. If you could take it off anywhere and take it and steal it as your own, and it would be up there. Like, the instant you clicked upload,
right,
it would wait. The file would wait for it to do its thing, and then it would be up there. Then they set their own price. Like, say they make it for, let's say it's Relics of Hyrule. That thing is basically a DLC size, so that would be up there for like $19.99. And someone would look and say, "Oh, hey, check it out! This is this awesome Zelda mod." Like, that's been lore friendlyized, I guess you could say, and then download it and pay for it. But, there would be something wrong with it, or there would be bugs because it's not the correct version, or some other crap like that.
It never gets updated or whatever.
Yeah, it never gets updated. It just gets stuck up there, for someone going, "Heh, now I wait for people to download and line my pockets." It's completely horrible. And that was what the huge...
There's a lot of mod authors who, on the Nexus, they uploaded their work in good faith, and they uploaded it with very loose licenses that said, I worked really hard on this, but if somebody else wants to use this or incorporate this,
ask me permission, exactly.
Put this in their mod for Skyrim, well, not even ask permission. A lot of them put them up there with just open licenses, just said, here, use it. And somebody's taking that open license and claiming it as their own because the license permits it, and they're uploading it to the Nexus and saying, this is mine now.
Yeah,
and that's just, these people uploaded it in good faith, saying, I hope I get credit for this, but I just wanted to improve people's gameplay. I don't want anything for it. I just had fun making it, and I hope you have fun playing with it. And people are coming out here trying to get money for it.
Yeah, if you're modding, you're doing it on your own time, and you're doing it to better the community. I mean, monetization would definitely not benefit the community at all. I mean, it would benefit the people that are working on the mods and want, to get paid for it if they're doing it professionally, but most modders are just weekend modders, kind of like they do it in their own spare time.
To a degree that the total number of downloads and the total number of people playing with the mod would decrease significantly.
Exactly.
Yeah, you might be popular amongst the paid mods, but you're gonna have probably a quarter to a fifth of the numbers that you would have had as a free mod.
Yeah.
Another thing I was really afraid of, because I was afraid that Steam was going to go headstrong with this and not back down, and they were just going to keep doing this and kind of power through that initial negative feedback and just keep doing it. I was afraid we were going to see an Android-style micro-pay system start coming into place where, let's say you're playing Left 4 Dead and you want a gun. Well, the gun's 99 cents. But it's only 99 cents. Oh, it's only 99 cents. Yeah, but if I get 10 different guns and I get a different tank model and I get, next thing you know, I've spent another $45, $60. I bought a whole nother game just from this game.
Yeah, which is just flat out ridiculous. Like, we don't want to spend money on a... We don't want to spend any more money on a game than we have to. Like, for example, the whole Legendary Edition of Skyrim, if you take into consideration, like, the full game itself is what, like $30? Well, when it first came out, it was $50. or 60
Right.
bucks, depending
50,
on what you
60
got it
bucks,
for.
yeah,
It was
60 bucks.
50 for the PC and 60 for consoles. Now, Hearthfire, I believe, was $5, and the other two DLCs are 20 bucks a piece. So there's $45 in addition to that $50 or $60 you've already paid. Now, if they
Whole
had,
other game.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much like $100 there, right there. Let's just say it's $100 you just spent on Skyrim. And with all these mods and everything for the PC version, if they had monetized those from the start after releasing the basically their SDK, and we're probably looking at, with the sheer amount of mods that are available on Nexus, thousands of dollars just for a single game,
Yeah.
possibly. I mean,
You said earlier you're playing with approximately, I think you said like 180 mods. I'm playing mine with about 150.
yeah, I'm
So
counting
that's
ESP
a lot of
files.
money.
That I'm not counting mods that I've used to overwrite base game stuff, like for example, graphic mods, texture mods, mesh mods,
Right.
to basically make the game a little bit
You
better.
got even more.
Yeah, like if I were to break it down to how many things I've downloaded, and you know, put in my game just to create a little more level of immersiveness, like for example the Book of Silence or any of the Amidian-born anythings, that's probably let's put it at 40 gigs worth of mods I have on my archives.
Yeah.
I have a lot of mods that I've simply collected over the years, that over the couple years or whatever that I've been playing Skyrim on my computer after, you know, trading up my console version for, you know, the PC version. At the time I only spent like $20 on it because I think it was either, oh yeah, it was $20 because it was on some Steam sale or something. But I didn't realize that I could also get the DLC later on. But I didn't even think about it. I just wanted Skyrim itself. Yeah, the whole point is that Zelda mods were far in between, and the ones that were there, they lacked something. Like, you know, they broke a bit of the lore of the game, or they just added too much of an overpowered anything to the game. Like, I think the sword that was first created was really overpowered. Like, it did like 100-something damage base without having any modifiers by your character's level.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like you basically can one-hit anybody if you somehow forged and obtained this weapon, and it's definitely game-breaking. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Link was not that powerful.
Yeah.
Have you played Binding of Isaac?
I've heard of it. I don't get it, and I think it's one of those games like Goat Simulator. Like it's kind of like one of those popular, everybody's playing it kind of games.
I think it is really popular, but I would not compare it to Ghost Simulator. Ghost Simulator is just one of those, just like the Daddy Octopus game or whatever. This isn't like that. This is actually a leveling game, and you go through it.
Fuck!
It's actually got some strategy, and it requires some thought into what you're doing, as opposed to just running around doing weird stuff. It's definitely worth. I don't know if they have a demo or anything, but it's a fun game.
Yeah. Anyways, back on to the discussion of how Zelda mod started. Like, I think the first basic ones were just armor, and then everything else came afterwards. Like, for example, there was a Nabi follower that basically just was a butterfly with a mage combined with a ball of mage light, which was pretty interesting. Like butterfly wings with on a ball of mage light. Like I used that for quite a while, and having that was kind of useful, I'll admit, because basically, I mean, if you were overburdened on items, just give that your stuff, and there we go.
Right.
And then you could summon and unsummon. You can even unsummon and whatever Navi, and you can make Navi shut up too. Like you can have it stop saying, "Hey, look, listen, watch out," etc. Which it did the voice too. It was hilarious.
That's always useful.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's always like rupee mods to replace the gold and stuff. There was that mod that came around. There was like a couple different versions of those. But basically the gist is that The gold became single rupees, and like the money bags became like the larger rupees. Like a small bag was replaced with like a 5 rupee, something like that. That just changed the look of them. That didn't actually change the way they functioned. Like if you picked up a big ruby, you still got a random amount of would be gold.
Right.
Yeah. Or
it's just a different model with different texture.
Exactly. And then there were some that actually did things like they were scripted mods. Like if you did somehow, if you did pick up one of the rupees, it would actually be that correct amount. Like if you picked up a gold rupee, you'd get 200. You'd get 200 would be pretty much gold. Crap! I gotta die here. Ugh. This game is frustrating. And of course, there's always like other sort of mods. Like you can get there's a retextured horse that looks like a Pona, but that's just simple retexture. Nice. That's not like an extra horse, which I kind of wish they would do.
Right.
But then until Relics of Hyrule came around, there was always just minor stuff here and there. There wasn't anything complete. Like Relics of Hyrule is definitely like the most complete Zelda mod I've ever seen. Like it's just astounding the amount of stuff that went into it. Like, crap. I wish I could get a checkpoint here. No, I gotta start all over again.
Do you play with convenient horses?
Huh?
Do you play with convenient horses?
I don't think so. I definitely know if I did.
I love that one.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. I think horses are fine as they are in Skyrim. Like they may be slow, but they're a lot faster than walking or running, and they get you where you need to go. But I do have a new mod.
This makes them walk a little bit better, and it makes them. You can adjust how much they can carry to a realistic amount for a horse, and your followers get them, and you get like a little bugle. So anytime you want to get on your horse, you just blow the bugle, and the horse will come to you. There's a lot of little tweaks that just make it a lot easier to use your horse.
That sounds like it'd be very useful. But I do have a mod called Name Your Horse, which I can't believe that Bethesda didn't even do this in the first place. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. You use a button command or key command if you're playing with the keyboard and everything. I play with a controller, with the 360 controller, which it feels so much better than the keyboard and everything. But I could do either way. But I just prefer the controller. But basically, you press a button, and then if you own the horse, then you get to name it, and if you don't own it, then nothing happens. But then after you use it, basically, if like for example you buy a horse and it's just called your character's name's horse, I think that's stupid.
Right.
I like the idea that I can name my horse Epona if I wanted to.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say other than, wow, this is just pretty much a death fest for me right now. I'm pretty sure I'm boring anybody who's watching. Yeah, just dying repeatedly over.
You get stuck.
Yeah, this is pretty much Contra all over again. Just a death fest. One last thought on the modding community and the paid mods. If it should be attempted again, what would be the correct way to implement something like paid mods?
I think the only thing that comes to mind immediately without putting really any thoughts into this is to say, let's say the game releases for $50.
Yeah.
Let's take 10% of that. Let's say $5. You subscribe to the modding community, and that $5 subscription gets somehow divided or gets paid for the hosting fees or whatever. Again, having not thought about this at all.
Yeah.
A subscription-based modding society, I think, would be a lot better than a micro pay 99 cents or a individual $20 per mod type of system where you got to pay $20 for this mod, but it requires that mod, which costs $5, which requires this mod, which costs $5.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to paying $50 for a game and paying $5 to subscribe to all the mods that ever get released for that game.
It may only be $5, but consider how many people play Skyrim and mod their games. That $5 adds up quick. Like, that would probably be the ideal setup for having a monetized mod system, where it's you just, like, for example, like basically a Game of the Year pass or whatever, like, you know, those DLC passes where you pay X amount and you get both of the passes for a single price. You get both of the DLC or something for a single price, like what Destiny did.
Right.
You know, it was $40, and then you save like 20 by not paying 30 a piece for each DLC as it releases. You know, I'm still waiting for fucking House of Wolves. God damn it. That's exactly the reason why I play Skyrim. I mean, it's just, it's creativity unleashed, pretty much. Like, you could do anything you want to with anything in the game. Like, if you wanted to play as Link, it's available because they have the great mods to do it, as long as you know how to create the character itself.
Never even considered, but now you're telling me this is available. I'm like, okay, I need to go create a new mod organizer profile and create a Legend of Zelda modded game and start that up and try it. It's just, there's so many options available.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I want to play a Jedi too. Like, there's fucking Magic Sabers Plasma, and then there's
Sabers in Skyrim.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, like you can even create like movie style sabers. Like you can. Oh, God damn it! I keep dying. I should really not be playing this because all we see is me dying. But oh well, it serves as a decent background for the discussion. But yeah, like you can create Anakin's lightsaber. You can create Darth Vader's, Luke's, Qui-Gon's, Obi-Wan's, both of their versions.
They get that double lightsaber that broke immediately in the movie and was completely worthless.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you could have a generic lightsaber and call it your own. The thought process put into this mod, just the same with the Zelda mod, is is to be lore friendly as possible. Like you want to believe that these are already in the universe. So therefore, when you go pick them up in the game, it doesn't seem that outlandish. Like for example, probably one of the best weapon and armor mod sets are Immersive Armor and Immersive Weapons, and everybody probably uses that one.
You got to.
Yeah, like the stuff that looks like it's already in the universe just makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, yeah, you can do
more options. Right. Very lore friendly. Very much already should be in the game. You wouldn't even notice the difference between the two.
Exactly. That's why Zelda, the Relics of Hyrule mod is so great. Aside from what we do know as Zelda, I mean, the armor he created, some of the weapons that look very much like their actual in-game appearance, but are used basically meshes combined from stuff that already existed in the game. Like for example, he created a noble sword that has like the blade of a Dwemer sword and the handle of like something else. Right. It basically kind of mishmashes models and stuff to create unique stuff. But like a lot of the main stuff that isn't already available.
Where did you find that?
The Relics of Hyrule.
Yeah.
It's on the Nexus.
I just never saw it before. I tried to search for it. I didn't find it.
Yeah, if you look up Zelda mods, probably God damn it. Probably the most downloaded and popular mod will be the first armor and weapon set made, and then Relics of Hyrule, because it's just that ridiculous. And I'm gonna call this quits right here. I could continue going on forever, but I don't want to bore anybody. I think I've already have. But yeah, thanks for joining me. And for the next...
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. It's a great subject.
Oh yeah, modding in Skyrim. You could go on for hours, and this is proof positive, people. Alrighty. Next time I come back, my viewers, I will probably be playing Mother, because tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I can't pass that up. So I will have that up sometime tomorrow. And until next time...